Hello everyone, today I'm back with a very interesting game. Now this is not something that I would usually play on the channel, but it really caught my attention. So this game is called Gun World, Gun Disassembly, I believe. And it's just about the coolest game I've seen about gun disassembly. It's a very niche topic, but it's something that I'm very interested in. And this is actually free to play, and it was like recommended to me on Steam. I was just looking around for some cool games to play on the channel, and I saw this thing, and it was like it really caught my attention. So I decided to just go ahead and play it. So basically, we're gonna do like a quick video on this, and hopefully it will be cool. So I haven't played this before. I've skipped the tutorial because I know my way around guns somewhat, I guess. So hopefully I will be able to disassemble some of these. Now these are of course my famous last words. When in a second when we jump in, I'm gonna have absolutely no idea how to do it. So basically, I guess you have this like sort of a tech tree type design here in the game, where you choose what guns you want to disassemble, and you start with the Derringer, which is a very simple two-shot gun. There's some crazy music going on, and I kind of like it, so I guess we're gonna leave that in. So let's go ahead and jump in with the Derringer. Let's see, how do I... Yes, field strip, thank you. Okay. Okay. So we get this... Okay. Right. So we get this model here, a 3D model of a Derringer. And just have to field strip it. So basically, we've got two barrels here, with a trigger assembly thing and a grip. Very simple gun, very famously used in the Wild West. Okay, so that's apparently how we take the barrels off. We just got a screw there, and it pivots on the top. And then if you take the grip panels off, we're gonna get to the actual mechanism. It's just a spring in here, so that's very straightforward. And apparently that was easy enough. So we have to reassemble it. So put this grip panel on first, and then the other one, and put in the screw. Perfect. And then we can do the barrels, so they go in here. How do I... Oh, is this... No, so come on. Barrels in there, thank you. Perfect. Okay, so that was the Derringer. And I think we can continue with some other stuff. So we got some sort of pocket pistols around here, as we can see. I think I'm gonna go for the actual tech tree though. Let's see, how do I get back? Oh, back. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we can do the SIG P228. We can do the Uzi. I think I can do the Uzi. I've seen it done before. Field strip. Yes. Okay. So basically, the Uzi is... you probably know the Uzi. It's very iconic. It's like a small, compact submachine gun, usually 9mm, and of course usually full auto. But for the civilian market, especially in America, I believe they had some sort of a semi-auto version with a longer barrel because they have barrel restriction lengths, or barrel length restrictions, I should say. So this is pretty cool. I can explain some of this to you if you're new to firearms. So basically, we've got the magazine in the grip here, as you can see. We've got basically like a pistol style grip there, and then we've got the collapsible stock on the back that just folds. I believe it folds underneath the back, and then this is basically an open bolt submachine gun. So if you don't know what that means, is it fires from an open bolt. That means that every time it fires, so basically when it's cocked, the bolt is all the way back, and then when you fire it, when you press the trigger, the bolt goes forward and detonates the cartridge, and then moves back again. I think the uses are all full auto only. I don't think they have a semi-auto switch, but maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, let's disassemble this thing. So first of all, we have to take out the magazine. That's pretty standard. We will assume that this thing is clear now, even though I have no idea. Okay, and then, oh, maybe I can clear it. Can I clear it? No? Okay, fine, whatever. So this is just the top cover. We're gonna take that off, and then you can see the bolt here. It's just a square piece of metal basically with a spring at the back to keep it moving forward, and just uses the energy from the cartridge detonating to go back, and then the spring moves it forward. Very simple design. The main characteristic of the Uzi is actually that the most of the bolt is in the front of the chamber, which makes it possible that the whole gun is a bit shorter than submachine guns of previous designs. So we can take the bolt out fairly simply, as you can see. It has so basically this is the bolt face down here. This is where the cartridge is picked up and then locked into the extractor and then shoved into the chamber and activated. We have, as you can see, we have this hollow bit at the front, which goes over the start of the barrel or the breech, that makes it a bit shorter. The reason that it needs to be this long in the first place is that it needs quite a bit of mass, since it doesn't have any locking devices. It's just relying on mass to keep the cartridge in the chamber long enough so that the pressure drops to a reasonable level, so that it can cycle back later. So we're gonna take the spring out. That should be very simple, and that's all for the bolt. And now we can take off the barrel nut. This holds the barrel in basically, and then pull out the barrel. It's pretty cool. We got some pins here. Just gonna separate the bottom, I guess, the trigger guard assembly and the grip assembly from the upper. And there we go. There's our Uzi. Let's reassemble it. So put the trigger assembly back in there with a pin that holds it in. There it is. Perfect. And then we're gonna move on to the barrel. So just shove the barrel in there in the hole, and we're gonna tighten it down with this lock nut. Perfect. As you can see, it's got a little detent on the top that keeps it from just like unscrewing on its own when firing, so that's always good. Okay, and then we can move on to the bolt reassembly. So let me just pan the camera. We've got, how do I, oh yeah, perfect. We've got the spring down here. That's gonna go in here in the hole, and then the whole thing is just basically gonna go right in the top of the gun. Very simple. And the top cover goes on top, as the name implies. Perfect. And then the magazine just goes in the magazine well, and we have a working Uzi. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I think we need to move on to something a bit harder. These were a bit too easy for me. Let's do like an AK, shall we? I think I know how to disassemble an AK fairly well. Let's see if we have one even here, or we have to move back or something. Oh, there's a random artillery piece as well. That's pretty cool. Oh, we can do the Tokarev. I think I know how to do the Tokarev. It's basically like a 1911, just a bit different. Let's try that. I've done a similar. I've done a Zastava M75 maybe. I'm not sure. I've done one of the Zastavas. I think it's very similar to this. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, I have to unlock it. Okay, fine. So I guess we're starting from the top then. Ooh, high power. Yeah, sure. Oh, we have to unlock that as well. Maybe I have to do this from this instead. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I have to unlock this as well. I'm not sure. SKS. Nope. Okay, none of that works. We can do the SIG P228. I don't think I've seen this one disassembled before, so I guess we can do this. It seems like a fairly standard 9mm pistol, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so we take out the magazine, obviously, rack the slide. Oh, it just comes off. As you can see, there's a thingy here that you push down. It's a typical SIG style thing. Then the slide comes straight off. We've got the spring that we can take out, and the guide rod. And then we've got the barrel we can take out. That's it. These modern pistols are very simple to disassemble and reassemble. So basically, put in the barrel, put the spring onto the guide rod, put the whole assembly in to the gun. Perfect. And then we can just slide that onto the lower, and there we go. Magazine as well, sure. Perfect. That's nice. That's really cool. Okay. Oh, okay. It seems that I can do disassembly as well. So I guess that's just oh, that's complete disassembly. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit more difficult. Let's try this then. I haven't done this before, especially not on this gun. Let's take the mag out first, and we're gonna do just the standard disassembly first of all. Okay, and then the barrel comes out. Perfect. And now we can do the rest. So basically we've got like a firing pin block here that we can take out using this pin, as you can see. So this should be able to come out. There's the striker. Or is this a hammer fired gun? Yeah, it is. So there's just like a a thing here, whatever this is. I'm not sure actually. I think it's like a safety, like a drop safety, or a yeah, it's just like a drop safety. So this is the firing pin with the spring. That's all for the slide, I think. And then for the grip or for the lower, we can do all sorts of stuff. So we got a pin over here that we can take out, and there's the sort of pivoting surface for the barrel, whatever that's called. It's got a spring as well on the side. I guess that's just to hold it in. We've got, let's see, we can take out the side panels, the grip panels. Sure. Do that. There's the hammer spring in there. We can take out the other one as well. Okay. Perfect. Now this is where it gets complicated. This is the whole mechanism in there, and that's quite difficult if you don't know what you're doing, which I'm not. So that's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot, I guess. So basically, we've got a whole bunch of shit in here. So we've got, I'm not sure, that's the ejector. I'm not sure if we can take that out. Let's see. So we got a spring here that can come out. That's the hammer spring. That's what tensions the hammer. And I guess we should be able to take out some of this stuff. So let's see. We've got some sort of spring. So basically, right, we've got the trigger pin that we can take out. That means we can take out the trigger, but not yet, because it's attached elsewhere as well. We've got this bit on the side, which is actually, I'm not sure what that bit is. I think it's, oh, I think it's just like a safety. Yeah, that's the safety. So we don't need that. We can take out, this is the magazine release button. And then we got stuff on this side as well. We got a sort of a spring here, and then we've got this spring with the, oh, it's the decocker, right? Of course. Let's see. Hammer isn't able to come out yet. Can we take out the trigger? Yes, we can. Okay, that's the trigger with the trigger bar. I'm not sure why only one of the trigger bars came out, but we can take out the, oh, it's actually just one trigger bar. This is the slide catch lever. Okay, that's cool. And then should be getting there. There's the safety lever sear spring. There's also this, the decocking mechanism, and then we got this thing with a pin comes out. Okay, and then just the hammer should be left. There's a pin for the hammer in there. There it is. Take that out. Hammer comes out. Is there more stuff? There's another pin down here. That's just a hammer stop, and the ejector. Okay. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Don't think so. Is there something left in the slide, maybe? Do I have to disassemble the sub-components as well? Yes, of course I do. Okay, that's a bit complex. Man, I just want to do an AK. Why do I have to disassemble this pistol that I have no idea about? That's a bit annoying. Let's take this out as well. Hammer spring. Okay. And then I don't know. Let me just see if I can do an AK. Alright, so unfortunately the AK is just too expensive. I don't have enough XP for it. And it's just, I guess it's because it's a free-to-play game. It's got this XP system and you have to earn enough XP to unlock new guns. It's kind of a pain. And the full sort of package for this, in which you don't have to gather XP, is like $45, which is a bit much for a game that looks like this. So I'm not sure if I'll be going for that anytime soon. Maybe. Anyway, this game is more suited to sort of like a stream environment, where I could just like chat random stuff and just disassemble guns for like a couple of hours. So maybe that's gonna be the format that I played this game in. I really like this game so far, other than the XP system, which is kind of dumb. So anyway, I couldn't get an AK, so I got a 1911 instead, which is almost as good. So basically, the 1911 is a very iconic American pistol. They've used it for like, I don't know, since 1911 till about like the, oh, of course, till 92. So that's like 80 years. That's pretty cool for a pistol. So anyway, we got this thing, and we're gonna field strip it. So let's just jump right in. So of course it's in caliber 45 ACP, and it's a very iconic pistol. It looks great, at least to me. The one that we're disassembling right now is called the A2, and this is what they used in World War II. So the first one, the A1, or actually is this the A1? Yeah, it's the A1. The first one didn't have a designation. It was just a 1911, and they used those in World War One, and they were really advanced for their time. As you can see, modern pistols still look like this, and the other pistols that were involved in World War Two were quite different, especially the Luger. So this was a very advanced pistol for its day. And many pistols today still, or most of pistols today, still use the same semi-automatic, I should say, still use the same locking mechanism, or at least operating sort of mechanism, which is called a tilting barrel. So it's very iconic in that regard as well. The main, of course, sort of design flaw was that it only holds 7 rounds. It only has a single stack magazine. So that's why more modern designs are nowadays more popular, and also these guns were all steel, and they were quite heavy, so you had to lug that around, and that was not the best. So as you can see, I've taken out the magazine already. This is quite simple. We've got something called a barrel bushing at the front here. It's got a plunger at the base, and that is just connected to the mainspring. So in order to rotate this barrel bushing, we have to depress this plunger and rotate it, and the spring with the plunger comes out, so we can take out the spring as well. It's just loosely in there. And then when we have no spring tension on the slide anymore, we have to bring it back to a point where we can take out the spring catch, which is also the pin that holds the barrel in. So we just bring it back, pull that thing out, and the whole thing just slides off the front very easily. And now we have the slide, so this is the guide rod, we can take that straight out, and the barrel bushing just rotates out as well. And then we just have the barrel left with the famous barrel link system, as you can see here. Let me just zoom in on that. As you can see, there's like a link there, and that's where the pin goes through, and this thing actually can pivot, I guess. And when the slide moves back after it's fired, this forces the barrel to pivot or to tilt downwards at the back, and that's where it unlocks. I can just take this out. You'll be able to see that it has a couple of locking lugs. So if it's gonna let me, it's got a couple of locking lugs in the sort of inside top of the slide there, those two rib sort of things, and they lock into the rib sort of things on the barrel, and that's the whole locking mechanism. Nowadays pistols like the Glocks are a bit different. They don't use this sort of half circle design. They just lock with the like the barrel extension, I guess. So it's not exactly the same, but it works on the same principle that the barrel tilts up and down. So that's very, very popular nowadays. So anyway, let's reassemble this thing. So shove the barrel back in through the front, and then we've got the barrel bushing. Look into that. And then we've got the guide rod for the spring that goes in there, just sits in there. And then, if I can move this camera around properly, we've got the barrel, we've got the spring and the plunger. We can shove that in right through the front, maybe not though. Did I leave something out? Oh, of course, this goes in at the this goes in after we reassemble the slide onto the grip or the lower. So we can just shove that on there like that. It has no spring tension now, so it's easy to do everything. It's easy to line up this hole here. As you can see, there's the link in there, and we're just gonna shove this pin right through. That's gonna hold the whole thing together, and then we can just put in the spring like so and rotate that, and there we go. That is our reassembled 1911 A1. We also need the magazine. Perfect. Alright, so I think that's probably enough for this video. It's, as I said, it's a cool game. I just don't like the XP system. I think it's dumb. And also, it's not really as satisfying as doing the real thing. It's sort of cool. I like it. You can learn a whole bunch of stuff from it. If you have like a gun and you don't know how to disassemble it, you could probably learn from this game quite easily, because it has this sort of 3D effect that it lays out all of the parts, and it's really easy to remember where they go. And unfortunately it's not so easy in the real world, but that's pretty cool. So anyway, this was just like a quick sort of impulse decision to play this game. I just saw it and I just wanted to play it, try it out, and I'm not terribly disappointed that actually. As I said, maybe in the future we're gonna do like a stream of this where I just chat nonsense and assemble some guns and disassemble them. Let me know if you would like something like that. Also let me know if you like this type of video, just like a random thing. And I guess next week we're gonna be playing something else. So in the meantime also, if you if you like guns, if you think they are useful tools, and if you find them cool, if you like the history of them, be sure to support my fellow YouTubers, gun tubers, which are currently under terrible pressure from YouTube, because their videos are being demonetized, and they're getting strikes and stuff with the new YouTube policy. You can check out my video on that if you don't know what's going on. So anyway, I think they need all the help they can get to get them through these dark times. So if you want to help them, please join the YouTubers Union Facebook group. There's also a website, and there's also a forum, I believe. So join those if you want to support the gun YouTubers. Well, I guess I'm gonna sign off here. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, you can press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my other videos, and I will see you next time.